Quick disclaimer, the tutorial I'm about to show you for improving the ab crunch is not going to work on every figure. This method is still experimental, and for certain torsos, like for larger figures, it requires you to crack open the torso and damage is almost guaranteed. Please proceed carefully and do not do this for figures like The Undertaker and Big E. Those two figures in particular are extremely difficult and you're guaranteed to damage your figures. Hey everyone, this is the ab crunch tutorial. Before I go into the method, I just want to explain what limits the ab crunch so that we all understand what we're trying to do. I'm going to open up the torso so that we can look inside, and I want you to focus on the back piece. So there is a stopper that limits the ab crunch from going or extending as far as it should. And the objective is to snip the back off at an angle so that we can get a bit more flexibility. And there are a few different types of torsos. Each one has its own type of stopper. So for example, this kind of torso has a less pronounced one, whereas the bigger torsos like the Batistas, Triple H, and Roman Reigns have much bigger stoppers, which do make things a bit more complicated when using this method. So the method I'm going to show you will be one that does not need you to crack open the torso, because when cracking open the torso, you're likely to damage your figures. So this method is a little safer, but it does come with its own risks. There are sharp objects, so you can see cracking open a torso will sometimes lead to damage. This method tries to prevent that. This method will not work for The Undertaker. You need to crack open the torso to do it without damaging him. So we're going to heat the back for a little bit. And when it's a little warm, we're going to peel it open using like a screwdriver and lift up the flap. So this is getting quite surgical. Now you'll be able to notice the stopper from the back. And another quick note, with the bigger torsos, the stopper is much higher up. So you're going to have to lift a lot more of the back. And also if you have figures that are black, like the Bray Wyatt or the Undertaker, and then painted with the skin, be very careful with the heat, because the heat can melt the plastic, because black absorbs heat a lot better than any other color. And so use a lot less heat, or check a lot sooner to see if you can lift up the back without damaging it, because it will burn very quickly, and it'll actually burn. So warm it up a little to make it easier to cut, and then carefully just cut out the piece. This will take a lot of time in practice, and try and pop out the piece. Sometimes the piece gets stuck inside and you have to fiddle around, maze it out of there. But the idea is you can then cut off the angle that you need to, then heat it up and close the flap again. And that's the least intrusive way of getting out that stopper or cutting off the angle that you need. You can also heat the front just a little bit for the newer torsos. And when you push down, it will just create a little bit of a gap to just allow a bit more flexibility, and you now have an improved ab crunch.